Hey YouTube, just wanted to do a late 3-week update, 3-week post-op today, so I'll start with my numbers. Not 3 weeks, I'm 3 weeks, 2 days, so I'll just start there. Highest weight 289, day of surgery I think it's about 285, today I'm 258, so a total of 31 pounds from my highest weight. Really stoked about that. I'm down a full pant size, down a full shirt size. I'm into my I guess you could say my lower weight wardrobe, which is fun. I was able to put on a shirt I haven't worn in about 2 years, pants I haven't worn in about 2 years since before my first son was born, and that is very exciting. All my old clothes is hanging off, so, you know, always exciting. Once this clothes is too big, I will have to get some new clothes. I'm going to try to take in as much as possible to save some money. I am driving, so if I seem distracted, that's what's going on. I was supposed to have my post-op appointment with my surgeon today. Unfortunately, that had to get canceled. Somebody's lap band had slipped, and so he had to go into emergency surgery for that. So hopefully they're doing okay. I was bummed because I had some questions, and I was just excited about seeing him since I've lost 31 pounds. Excuse me. Again, for anybody, if you're watching this video for the first time, I did have weight loss surgery on April 6, 2011, and today is April 29th, 2011. It's Friday. I had the vertical gastrectomy, vertical gastric sleeve, it's also called, where they remove 90% of your stomach. And along with that, they remove the part of the stomach that produces, or that helps stimulate hunger, and as well as fat production, lipids. So if I have any fat or anything, it doesn't process very well. Very glad I got the surgery 3 weeks post-op. Best thing I ever did. I'm very stoked. I know when I watch these videos, when I was pre-op, I always liked to hear if people were happy, you know, about a month after surgery, and I can say it's the best thing I ever did for myself. But I am experiencing some things that, you know, I'd watched on other people's videos that I didn't really know until you deal with them yourself, and some other issues that I'm just kind of having to deal with. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is head hunger versus physical hunger, and as well as reflux. So I'll start with a reflux. I am having, I guess you could say lower stomach reflux. So every once in a while I get that heartburn burning feeling, which is uncomfortable, and I can take my Prilosec for that, but worse than that has been, like, once my stomach, I guess what's happening is my stomach's dumping the food into my intestines, but then it comes back up from my intestines back into my stomach. So I get all of a sudden this full feeling again, even if I haven't drinking anything for like 20 minutes. That's my hypothesis of what's happening. I wanted to talk to the surgeon about it today, but I'm hoping it just relieves itself. That's been really weird and uncomfortable, but probably not the worst thing because it kind of keeps me full. The second thing was the head hunger versus actual physical hunger. I would not say that I have experienced actual physical hunger at all in the last 3 weeks. I feel empty sometimes, so if I haven't eaten or drinking anything for, say, 2 hours, I'll feel empty, like my stomach's empty, but it's not. It's different. I'm just now getting my energy back, so it's a different feeling. But the head hunger is very interesting. Fortunately for myself, I am a traveling therapist, so I'm on the road all the time. So my habit was stopping in and out of fast food places. I stopped that 3 weeks prior to surgery to withdraw, and then I started like an Atkins kind of a diet. So I started getting out of that habit. I every once in a while have cravings for it because it's how I function through my day. So I'm, of course, trying to do a new behavioral pattern. So that's been interesting. But it's when I get home, I've been cooking like a fiend for my family. And I've had a lot of head hunger because I'm a pretty good cook. Enchiladas have been the worst. And I have had to admit that I've done a lot of chewing and spitting out. Beef jerky has been one. I miss the sensation of chewing. I miss that oral gratification. So I've kind of had to do that in order to mentally get through it. It's getting better. I will warn all you pre-oppers, if you're thinking about doing this, you cannot swallow anything, and I know it's not advised. And I'll tell you some bad experiences I've had with it. Accidentally swallowing a little bit of oil from my enchiladas has made me sick for 2 or 3 hours. So I don't advise it. However, I know a lot of people do it, and it's kind of what you have to do sometimes to get to get over it. I've read from other people's blogs that it does get better. So I'm expecting it to get better. And it has. The last week I've only done it a few times just so that I can get over that craving. But overall, feeling like I'm doing a really great job. Talking about hair loss, I had some shedding. Started having shedding like 4 days post-op. So I think I'm just one of those people, unfortunately, that's just going to have a hair problem. Kind of embraced it, and it's just something I'm going to have to deal with. I'm really pushing to get my 70 to 90 grams of protein. Some days are better than others, and I know that's the big part in order to keep your hair. Unfortunately, because I'm not feeling true hunger, it's really hard for me to get my protein in. So, talking about protein, moving on to food. Since I am over 3 weeks post-op, I should be having more solids. In fact, my surgeon suggests that I should be having 3 meals a day, which consists of no fat, no sugar, no taste. Basically, I'm allowed to have Greek yogurt, non-fat Greek yogurt with no flavor. I started with that, and I put some Crystal Light in it, and it was palatable. But when it came down to it, I did it 2 or 3 days, and I threw it all out. Then I decided on Easter Sunday to buy some non-fat tofu, put it in my protein bouillon soup. That was great. I actually really like that. So protein, the only food I'm eating is tofu once a day. Everything else, I'm still on a full liquid diet. I was kind of looking forward to talking to my surgeon about that today, but again, that's not going to happen. So I'll probably call the dietitian. I'm just not hungry, and I know that I need to get over that. But any suggestions anyone has for this part of 3 weeks post-op would be greatly helpful. I'm thinking I can start having eggs. I think I need to call the dietitian. I think I could eat eggs. Foods just don't sound good. So, I mean, other than the food that I really make. And even that, it's, if I take a bite and spit it out, I'm like, all right, I'm good. I don't need to eat anymore. It's just bizarre. Never thought that this would be an issue that I'd have to deal with in respect to just not wanting to eat. It's just easier to drink. That's, I think, where I'm at right now. It's just easier to drink. I'll just do that, and I don't know. So the tofu, the non-fat tofu, chopped up real small, and the bouillon, it's not bouillon, but it's the protein stuff that they give us. That tastes like chicken or beef, is palatable. I can eat about an ounce before I'm stuffed. So I try to eat about a half an ounce to an ounce. And my calories, I'm lucky if I get 400 calories. Most of my calories and carbs, ironically, are coming from my fiber pills that I'm taking, Benefiber, because I'm having some constipation issues, and my chewable vitamin, and my Tums. That's it. I'm not having any other carbs, so I think that's why the weight is coming off so incredibly fast. I'm expecting it to slow down. I'm expecting like 3 pounds a week maybe, but it's still coming off fast. I think that's because I'm not eating enough. So any suggestions anyone has, I would love to hear. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll try to do maybe a 4 or 5 week update as well. Bye guys. Good luck. Happy losing.